In 2026, the standard cost of digital existence has shifted. To access the basic tools of the modern web, users are met with Moloch's bargain, the requirement to provide a continuous stream of intimate behavioral data as the primary currency for service. Clicking Reject All on a cookie banner functions as a psychological pacifier. While it may stop basic trackers, it does nothing to interrupt the deeper mechanisms recording your habits and hardware interactions. The scale of this extraction became clear in June 2025, when a single database containing 16 billion login credentials was identified on the open web. This wasn't a breach of a central server, it was a massive collection of infostealer logs. Malware had harvested credentials directly from billions of individual devices, resulting in tens of billions of dollars in identity theft. This shift means the system no longer waits for you to explicitly type information into a form. It extracts value from how you scroll, how you move, and how you interact with your device in the background. These silent observations power a $464 billion shadow economy. This market is built on behavioral futures, mathematical estimations of your upcoming financial intent, political leanings, and personal susceptibility. By 2026, artificial intelligence has moved into agentic platforms. These autonomous systems now navigate this financial ecosystem, making real-world decisions and executing trades based on your daily patterns without human intervention. This system thrives on the consent paradox. Since algorithms calculate your health status or religious views from indirect data points, companies argue they never technically collected sensitive information, allowing them to bypass traditional consent requirements. Your predicted future behavior has become the primary raw material for a global industrial supply chain. Human experience is converted into data, then processed and sold before an individual ever makes a conscious choice. The supply chain begins with opaque extraction, hidden software development kits inside mobile apps and massive proxy networks silently scrape private data, from your precise location to the list of other apps you have installed. To maintain this flow, companies use dark patterns, labyrinthine opt-out menus, and pre-ticked boxes designed to fatigue users into surrendering access. Phase 2 is AI alchemy. Algorithms ingest benign inputs, like your typing cadence, swipe angles, or device battery levels. This process generates calculated data profiles, accurately predicting financial stress or undiagnosed health conditions without you ever sharing a medical record. Because this information is technically inferred by a machine rather than submitted by a person, it sits entirely outside the reach of existing privacy protections. This extraction is managed by corporate giants like Axiom, LexisNexis, and Experian. These brokers package over 4 billion individual profiles into predictive assets, selling them on unregulated private markets, to hedge funds, to insurance companies, and political campaigns. This data feeds into the final phase, algorithmic redlining. This is the point where predictive models begin to dictate an individual's physical reality. Agentic AI systems use proxy variables to substitute for protected traits. Instead of looking at an applicant's race, the algorithm evaluates their zip code and educational history to reach a similar automated conclusion. These autonomous systems now deny mortgage applications, increase insurance premiums, and alter criminal justice risk scores at machine speed, often without any human oversight. By automating these decisions, algorithms effectively set the boundaries of a person's life chances. Predictions of what we might do have been transformed into controls on what we are allowed to do. The quest for total behavioral certainty is finally facing a systemic legal reckoning. California's Delete Act, implemented in 2026, introduced the DROP platform, the delete request and opt-out platform. DROP simplifies data reclamation. A single user request legally compels mass deletion across all registered data brokers simultaneously. The system includes a financial deterrent. Brokers failing to process deletions face daily penalties of $200 per request, creating massive liability for non-compliant firms. Alongside these laws, privacy-enhancing technologies are becoming standard. These tools allow companies to analyze market trends while ensuring individual identities remain encrypted and unidentifiable. These developments show that scale is no longer a shield. The technical and legal tools required to disrupt the shadow economy are now operational. Governments are now regulating bulk behavioral data transfers as a matter of national security, recognizing that these profiles can be weaponized at scale. For the individual, defense begins with recognizing this hidden architecture. This market relies on operating in the dark. It exploits the gap between our clean interfaces and the calculated data extraction happening behind them. As these mechanisms are brought into the light, the entire infrastructure of surveillance capitalism is facing its first systemic challenge. The tools to reclaim human autonomy are no longer theoretical, they are operational.